Imagine investors handing over $120 million for a juicer. Not a juicing company, not a beverage brand. A single kitchen appliance, priced at $400, that required a Wi-Fi connection to squeeze a bag of pre-cut fruit. Now imagine journalists discovering that two bare hands could do the exact same job, just as fast for free. This is the story of Juicero, one of the most spectacular failures in Silicon Valley history. In 2013, entrepreneur Doug Evans set out to solve a problem that, quite frankly, most people didn't realize they had. Cold-pressed juice had become a trendy, expensive health obsession, with juice bars charging $10 or more for a single bottle. Evans believed he could bring that same premium cold-pressed experience directly into people's homes, using a sleek, high-tech machine. The concept sounded innovative on paper. Customers would buy a Juicero machine, then purchase specially designed packets of pre-chopped fruits and vegetables. The machine would use hydraulic pressure, more force than some assembly line machinery, to slowly squeeze juice from each packet. Every single packet contained a tiny QR code that the Wi-Fi connected machine would scan before juicing, supposedly to verify freshness and ensure food safety. Investors were captivated. Evans successfully raised nearly $120 million from some of Silicon Valley's most prominent venture capital firms, including Google Ventures and Kleiner Perkins. The valuation soared, and Juicero positioned itself as the next major disruption in home kitchen technology. The machine itself launched in 2016, priced at an eye-watering $700. Individual juice packets cost between $5 and $8 each, meaning customers needed to keep buying packets indefinitely just to keep using the expensive machine they'd already purchased. Despite the steep price tag, early reviews were surprisingly positive. Tech journalists praised the sleek design and the convenience of simply inserting a packet and pressing a button. Juicero eventually lowered the machine's price to $400, hoping to attract a broader customer base. Then, in April of 2017, everything fell apart in spectacular fashion. Reporters at Bloomberg decided to test something almost nobody had considered. What would happen if you simply squeezed the juice packets by hand, without the machine at all? The results were stunning. Using nothing but their bare hands, journalists produced nearly identical amounts of juice just as quickly as the $400 machine, without spending a single additional cent. The story went viral almost instantly. Suddenly, the entire premise of Juicero's expensive, Wi-Fi-connected hydraulic press seemed absurd. Social media exploded with jokes, comparing the machine to an elaborate, overpriced solution to a problem that never actually existed. Juicero's leadership scrambled to defend the product, arguing that the machine ensured consistent quality, food safety, and pressure levels that hand-squeezing simply couldn't replicate. But the damage to public perception had already been done. The image of two human hands outperforming a $400 Silicon Valley gadget became impossible to shake. Sales, which had already been struggling before the scandal, collapsed entirely in the aftermath. The company's leadership, including Doug Evans, stepped down within months of the viral story breaking. By September of 2017, just 5 months after the hand-squeezing revelation, Juicero announced it was shutting down completely. The company refunded customers for their unused juice packets and officially closed its doors, having burned through the vast majority of its $120 million in funding. The collapse became an instant symbol of excessive Silicon Valley spending, a cautionary example cited for years afterward whenever critics wanted to highlight investors pouring enormous sums of money into flashy technology without properly questioning whether a genuine problem actually existed. The Juicero disaster remains one of the most memorable lessons in modern startup history. It's a stark reminder that impressive engineering, sleek design, and enormous funding mean absolutely nothing if the product ultimately solves a problem that customers could solve themselves, for free, with their own two hands. So here's a question for you. Do you think Juicero failed because the product itself was fundamentally unnecessary, or because the company simply misjudged how customers would react once the truth came out? Let me know in the comments below.